Yes.
Okay, we will now call this meeting to order. March 25th, 2026, the regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the Palo Verde Healthcare District. We please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Okay, Joanna, can you please take roll?
President Carmela Garnica,
Here.
Director Trina Starden,
Present.
Director Sandra Hudson.
Present. Okay, now we will, yes.
Director Starden, is there anyone of the age of 18 or older at your location?
No, just my niece and nephew. They're 12 and 14.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we will now move item 5, administer the oath of office, and I would like to pass the time over to the clerk of board, Joanna Gonzalez, to administer the oath to the appointed.
At this time, we will proceed with the appointment and swearing in of a new member to the Palo Verde Healthcare District Board of Directors. As set forth in the agenda for the Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting held on March 24th, 2026, Supervisor V. Manuel Perez recommended the appointment of Jacqueline Randall to the Palo Verde Healthcare District Board of Directors. This appointment fills the unexpired term of Director Dr. Brooks, which will run through December 4th, 2026. We will begin the process by inviting Amy Cohen, Government Relations and Public Policy Advisor for Supervisor Perez, to share a few words regarding this appointment.
Amy?
Good afternoon, members of the board. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. My name is Amy Quinn McDuffie, and as Joanna mentioned, I serve as Government Relations and Public Policy Advisor to Supervisor V. Manuel Perez. I would like to begin by expressing our sincere appreciation to the RUHS team, Jen Cruikshank, Michelle DeGarmond, Leah Patterson, and the entire staff for their continued work at Palo Verde Hospital. From the outset, their priority has been to help stabilize the hospital, and they have gone above and beyond in that effort. Their commitment gives us confidence in the path forward and in the hospital's ability to continue serving the Palo Verde Valley. In that same spirit, and because of RUHS's close involvement in hospital operations, they were intentional about not participating in the appointment process to fill Dr. David Brooks's seat. We chose to interview every applicant to ensure a fair and thorough process, and each candidate was clearly informed of the steps involved. After careful consideration, the recommendation from staff to Supervisor Perez was to appoint Ms. Jacqueline Randall. Her educational background, forward-thinking perspective, and strong commitment to the community position her to be a valuable addition to this board. A key priority in this appointment was to support a functional, collaborative, and community-focused board, and we believe Ms. Randall embodies those qualities. While her term will be relatively short, expiring in December 26, we are confident that her contributions during this time will support continued progress and stability for the hospital and the community it serves. We look forward to working together and building on the momentum that is already underway. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Cohen. At this time, I will invite Jacqueline Randall to the podium to take the oath of office. Please raise your right hand. Please state your name.
I, Jacqueline Randall,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations, you are now officially sworn in. I would like to invite you to take your seat at the dais and then for you to share some words.
Excellent. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. So, thank you, Madam President, for allowing me a moment to share my intentions as part of the Palo Verde Healthcare District Board. I was very honored for the Riverside County Board of Supervisors' unanimous appointment yesterday. First, let me thank Supervisor Manny Perez for believing in this community enough to advocate with his fellow supervisors to provide $1 million and the expertise of Riverside University Health System to handle the daily operations for 180 days while we stabilize the hospital and hopefully come out better. And thank you for believing in me. Next, I want to thank my wonderful husband, family, and loved ones for supporting and encouraging me to embark on this journey. It takes a village, and they are truly my village. I also appreciate the community and audience members who brought attention to the plight of the hospital and who want a functional and constructive change that benefits the district and their lives. Also, I would be very neglectful if I did not thank those who have contacted the media and the supervisor's office inquiring about my background. It is because of you that I am going to address your concerns this one time only. If you had asked me directly, I would have shared with you that what you see in front of you is a result of my background and experiences which prepared me for today. Due to my experiences, I learned to be humble, seek forgiveness for myself and also my loved ones. What was once illegal is now legal, and I paid my debts by spending the past 15 years gaining more experience by attending school to not just make me and my family proud, but this entire community. I learned a lot on this path. And it wasn't just what I researched, studied, and understood that made a difference. It was the great perseverance and selfless devotion that required me to reach my goal that was the most impactful. My experiences prepared me to work for the next 6 months to 4 years with women with strong personalities in an environment filled with frustration, anger, sadness, and depression, similar to what we're facing here at the Palo Verde Healthcare District. Yet, despite those feelings, we all hope to one day see success and return to the glory that the early founders wanted, while saving lives and families. Just like many of you, it was your experiences and backgrounds that brought you here with passion to forge and be part of the positive change, to focus on the district's mission, which is to deliver and strengthen the provision of safe, effective, and quality healthcare services for our patients in a diverse community through integrated partnerships that advance care, coordination, wellness, and prevention. Specifically, my background and experiences prepared me to collaborate with a purpose on each of those components with these 3 dynamic directors who each have their own backgrounds and experiences, but who all represent the diverse community we serve. So as I sit here witnessing the passion and hearing from the public, I'm reminded to vow to be a partner with the board, community, RUHS, and to not just bring us back from these circumstances, but to make us stronger, united, and be the go-to choice when it comes to healthcare in this valley. And before I close and turn the meeting back over to the Madam President, I thank the Lord for instilling in me the grace to accept the serenity that things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Sandy, Trina, Carmela, I'm ready to get down to business. Let's do it. Thank you.
Good. Okay, next item on the agenda. Item number 2. So we have public comment. This is an opportunity for citizens to speak on items not listed on the agenda that are of public interest and within the subject matter jurisdiction of the district. For the record, please state your name. The board has a policy of limiting any speaker to not more than 3 minutes. The board cannot take action on items not listed on the agenda, and board members will not enter into discussion with speakers, but may instead refer the matter to staff for report and recommendation at a future board of directors meeting. Public input may be offered on agenda items when they come up for discussion and or action. Is there any board member that has any comment? I would say welcome to Jack, and then I want to. Ms. Sardi?
Hi. Yes, I'm sorry, you were breaking up a little bit. And I am having some problems with my camera, just on the record. I would like to welcome Jacqueline and congratulate you. Well deserved. Your speech was very beautiful. Love the serenity prayer. And I think you're going to be a great addition to the board. And it's going to be an honor and privilege to serve with you. Thank you for serving. And welcome.
Okay. Is there any public comment?
And the board. A couple of questions. I hear a voice. I'm a person who finds his flip-top phone to be technologically complex, too complex. So I hear a voice related to that, I think, and I'm looking around the room and I'm trying to find that person. So could you enlighten me? Am I missing something here, or is it just the acoustics?
Yes, I will share with you. So we have a board member who participates remotely under the ADA and under the Brown Act. So you hear her, is her camera on? I'm
There is the one with fuzzy, but she can't see. She struggles with that.
She's on there. So her name is Director Trina Sarton, and she's participating remotely.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Well, there I go again in the wrong decade. New member, Jacqueline. Did you once write for the Palo Verde Times?
Yes, I did.
Pardon?
I did.
So if I made just this personal note, I called you about 15 or 20 years ago as you were about to go to work at the college, because I had read a few of your articles and I thought they were exceptionally well written. You probably don't remember that, but I certainly do. And so welcome on board, and I wish all of you every success in the future here. Thank you. Oh, and my name is Gary Grimm, and I live in Blythe, and I'm old. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more public comment?
Everyone, my name is Arlene Rogers, Will Hype. I'm known in the community as Nina. And I just wanted to say thank you for the choice that you made of choosing Jacqueline. She's worked with me for the last 8 years when I moved back to Blythe. And I see her as a very confident person. She's confident in what she's doing. I'm very proud of her. I've been knowing her since she was a little girl. I admit I don't come to a lot of her meetings because I'm not always in town. But when I heard that she was going to be sworn in, I tried to make a point to come to also just to encourage you all that you made a good decision. She works well with me, with the kids. My company is SWAG, Southside Women and Men Achieving Goals. And she's always been there for me. And I'm very proud of you. I just want to say that publicly. Keep up the good work. And I know you'll be a good asset to the community with the board helping with the hospital.
Any more public comment?
I want to say congratulations, Jacqueline. welcome to politics. You're a very strong woman. I work with you a lot. I worked with you at the college. Just be Jacqueline. That's what you're elected for. That's what thick and thin. I know you're gonna do just well this board and they need you. I like the diversity you guys got going on there. Thank you.
Any more public comment?
Sir, can I get your name?
Oh, my name is Ryan Koppel.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Nice time.
Yeah. Going for baseball practice. Thank you. Good luck.
Is there any more public comment? Okay, so we will now close public comment. So now we will move over to for approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call for the question?
Director Sardi,
Aye.
Director Hudson,
Aye.
Director Randall,
Aye.
President Garnica.
Aye. Next item, an update on operations from RUHS. Woo! Collaboration and transition efforts. Oh.
Good evening, everyone. No pressure there. Jen, first thing, I'm honored to be here again. Just a quick update. It's going to sound very similar and you're going to get tired of my continued message of togetherness and forward movement. But I'll just run through a short statement. Over the past few weeks, we've continued to make meaningful progress in stabilizing operations at Palo Verde Hospital. Operationally, the hospital experienced a cooling tower failure during a period of extreme heat. Shockingly, that happens at a lot of hospitals around the country. We're not unique here, but the plant operations team responded swiftly by deploying a portable cooling tower and installing a temporary chiller on March 16th. While long-term repairs are valuable. Safety efforts have also been enhanced through increased patrols by Riverside County Sheriff's Office and the Blythe Police Department. Thank you very much for that. It reinforces a secure environment for our patients, our visitors, and our staff. Leadership engagement remains very strong with the recent visits from the county supervisor, Manuel Perez, the Blythe mayor, the vice mayor, who all received updates on the stabilization progress and expressed continued support for the hospital. This means a lot to us, so thank you very much for your support as well. As we move through this period of transition together, I want to acknowledge the energy you may all be feeling. There is a real desire across the hospital to move quickly and re-engage in activities and events that reflect what it means to be a community hospital. That enthusiasm speaks to the deep commitment this team has to our patients and to one another. And it's something I hope you all continue to hold on to. At the same time, meaningful lasting change does take time. While we continue to address our immediate operational needs, we are also building the systems, processes, and structures that will support a more consistent, sustainable operations for a long term. My throat. While this work is happening in parallel, it does require a steady, deliberate pace. Before we move too quickly, especially as our patient volume grows, we must ensure the right foundation is in place and can support staff and patients reliably over time. I understand that this measured approach can be very frustrating, and I want you to know I hear that loud and clear. This is not about holding anybody back, but it's about rebuilding in a way that is sustainable and worthy of the trust this community places in us. We are also aware that there have been many invitations for this hospital to participate in community events. We understand and appreciate the excitement the community feels in wanting to see their hospital engagements visible and visible again. While we look forward to a time when we can be present at these events, we are not yet at a point in our stabilization process for this to be possible. Right now, our focus has to be remaining on strengthening operations, supporting our staff, and ensuring we provide easy access to exceptional care for the patients that we serve. Community engagement is absolutely important to all of us. We are all deeply committed in being more present in the future as our operational footings become stronger. Throughout this transition, the staff have demonstrated resilience, collaboration, and a deep commitment to patient care. As we continue this work, it's important that we stay focused on moving forward. Our goal is to not look backward or assign blame for how we arrived at this place and in this moment. Instead, our energy has to be directed toward identifying those challenges clearly, working together to solve them, and helping us move to a strategy where we have a reliable, strong foundation for the hospital's future. Overall, the hospital continues to make incredible steady progress, supported by clear communication, strengthened safety measures, and strong engagement from the county and their community partners. By staying aligned, all of us, and supporting one another and approaching this work with a shared sense of purpose, we can give our hospital, Palo Verde Hospital, its strongest path towards stability and success in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, are there any more questions in regards to? Ms. Sergeant, do you have any?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do you have any
broke up.
comments regarding?
Comments? No,
Yes.
I want to thank, again, Jennifer, thank you for your report. Thank you for meeting with us individually to prepare us ahead of time for the board meeting in terms of time management. It's much appreciated. And thank you for, with you and your team for all their hard work. I also want to, thank the county, because when you really you sit back and you think about all the financial investment that the county is placing in our community for quality of care and to keep our hospital open, it's an enormous amount of money with all the personnel, hotel expenses, travel expenses. So I want to personally thank everyone that's involved at, the center on the peripheral. I want to deeply thank you. I said yesterday, I feel hopeful again. I see this brightness in the horizon again. This is an amazing opportunity to finally have quality care in our community is what our community deserves. And I have great hope with RUHS that will be possible now. And I just want to thank you. And I want to thank everyone for their efforts. It saves a lot of lives. It's going to affect the quality of care in our community. And I know there's a lot of work to be done, but thank you.
Robert, do you have any?
Just been doing this for less than 2 minutes. Not my favorite. Right. But I have met with our CEO, Jennifer, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's just really made this process as smooth as possible and really trying to get me up to speed. And I just look forward to us continuously making progress in this and continuing alignment, saying that we want to get out of this mess and we want to be in a good place. So thank you very much.
Okay, so is there any public comment? No public comment, closed public comment. Okay, next item is the finance update. I would like to turn this time over to Mr. Zamora. Zamora?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. I'm Joe Zamora. I'm the Chief Financial Officer for Riverside University Health System and your hospital currently. Just want to give you a brief finance update. I know there's a desire for more information, more transparency. We are working on that. We will get to that. But today I do have a brief update for your board. Over the past 4 weeks, our focus has been on stabilizing finance functions, gaining access to critical systems, and establishing stronger processes and controls. We've been working closely with the Palo Verde finance team and supplementing their efforts with our finance resources and experience to ensure we can meet the demands of a complex healthcare environment. Some of our key progress to date, we have secured access to all core financial, clinical, and banking systems. We facilitated the $3 million IGT to the state and an approximately $9 million in rate range return. We've stabilized accounts payable through multiple check runs, reducing vendor holds. We have identified and we're working on addressing gaps in invoice tracking and financial processes. We have initiated plans to bring financial reporting, audits, and regulatory filings current. And we have began early stage rev cycle review to improve long-term performance. In closing and in summary, we've made some strong initial progress on stabilization and visibility. As we move into the next phase, our focus will shift towards execution, bringing financial reporting current, strengthening rev cycle performance, and building sustainable processes to support long-term financial health. Again, we know you're hungry for more information. We are working on that. We'll be bringing that forward along with KPIs to help improve both confidence and transparency for your organization. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so moving right along, is there any board comment?
Thank you for the report. And we understand you're working hard. Appreciate your update.
Is there any public comment?
Again, my name is Arlene Rogers Wilhite, and I'm not used to these meetings, so when you ask for any comments, but I too would like to say that I was born at that hospital. And I get very emotional about that. And I've also spent 25 years in the IE, the Inland Empire. And I remember when RUHS came to Riverside County and made a big impact. I've taken a lot of advantages of that while I was up there. And to see that the hard work, the financial discussions about this came to where it's at right now. So, you know, because we have so many senior citizens in here, we have many babies been born in that hospital. There's a lot of history in that hospital. And just to see that we've come together, come to this point, I just couldn't sit back there. And I was like, oh, I should have said something, you know? But I wanted to give props to RUHS for stepping up, you know, because like I said, I spent a lot of my life up there. And then I came back home in 2018. And then when I started hearing about all of this and heard about the fight and all this stuff like that. So I'm so glad and relieved that a lot of our prayers have been answered, not just mine, but I have been praying because I came home to retire. And if I get sick, I might not be able to make a way to India or Vegas or what's over there, Phoenix, you know. So I'm glad to know that something is happening. So, you know, it's like, you know, keep hope alive. Give us a chance. And you guys have done, not you guys, but, you know, RUHS has done that. And I just had to come say thank you. And thank you to the board. I know y'all fought and everything like that, but if we work together, we can get things done.
That's right. Any more public comment?
Board of Sandy, nice to see you. Nice to have you aboard with us. I'm Dr. Anthony Cardillo. I've been managing the emergency department physicians for the past 13 years in Blythe. And I'm here to support Riverside University Health Systems coming to help our little hospital succeed. What we have recently at the hospital is a lot different than the hospital I acquired 13 years ago. And what we had back then is a much different hospital we have now. And I have faithfully helped this hospital over the years, ups and downs, and trying to keep this place staffed appropriately. I've had challenges and we've gotten through them. And I have stayed consistent and committed to this hospital. I do feel that there is a certain amount of respect that has to come along with that. Being committed to something that was almost destined for failure for quite some years. But now that we have a new leadership team and a very large organization behind us, I look forward to collaborating and having the freedom to run this department the way we run our other large emergency departments in Southern California. I come from very, very large institutions, USC, UCLA, and I know how things should be run. There have been limitations, however. But now I see light ahead of us. And I hope that we can have a collaborative relationship to allow me to continue to lead this department to where I think it needs to be. So it is refreshing to have a new leadership team here and a new board member to help direct us. So thank you very much. I stay committed regardless.
Okay, thank you. Any more public comment? Okay, we will now close public comment. Okay, next item, item C. I would now like to turn the time over to Dr. Clark.
Hello, board. Thank you. Welcome, Dr. My name is Alexandra Clark. I'm the Chief Medical Officer for Riverside University Health System and your interim Chief Medical Officer here for Palo Verde Health. Like had been mentioned by my other team members, I know the community is eager and have asked us a lot of questions about expansion of services and other elements. Please know we're in the phase of stabilization and more information will come as we have it. We're not holding anything back. But today I'm here to provide to you your credentialing report. So in this last month, we have successfully re-credentialed Dr. Tuvia Brewer, one of our telepsychiatrists, and we have accepted the voluntary resignation of Dr. Christian Bannerman from the emergency department as he failed to reapply. That's it for credentialing for this particular cycle. Thank you so much.
Questions? Is there any board questions? Trina? Thank you. Here we go. Okay. Is there any public comment on the medical staff? Okay, we'll now close public comment. Next item, item D. Update on the former director, Rosie Rollins vacancy. It's over to Ms. Joanna.
Thank you, Madam President. The former director, Rosie Roro, resigned from Palo Verde Healthcare District Board effective November 30th, 2025, creating a vacancy on the board. The district was unable to establish a quorum to fill a seat. So on February 3rd, 2026, the board president requested that the County of Riverside oversee the appointment process for two vacancies created by the former director, Rosie Rowell, and Director Dr. David Brooks. While the county has been asked to assist with appointments, the vacancy created by Director Rowell's resignation is subject to different requirements and cannot be filled by appointment. At its March 3rd, 2026 meeting, the Board of Supervisors determined that in accordance with the district's bylaws and applicable government code, this vacancy must be filled through an election and will be placed on the ballot for the general election on November 3rd, 2026 for a new term. Additionally, Dr. Brooks' vacancy has been filled through appointment with Director Jacqueline Randall's appointment at the Board of Supervisors meeting on March 24th, 2026. That's the end of my update. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, are there any questions from the board? Ms. Sarn, any questions?
No, that was pretty clear. Thank you.
Is there any public comment? Okay, we will now close public comment. Item 7, action items. Review and approval of the minutes. The minutes from January 14, 2026, the minutes from January 16, 2026, the minutes from January 26, 2026, the minutes from January 30, 2026, the minutes from February 19, 2026, the minutes from March 3rd, 2026, and we should all be caught up. So, any questions regarding that? Is there any public comment? Okay, close public comment.
Public comment,
Oh,
sorry.
go
comment.
ahead. No, go ahead, sir.
The only clarification I had, I asked Lena and she answered. And Joanna, I just want to also acknowledge your hard work. I know that you were wearing multiple hats, multiple responsibilities, and I can tell that you have some help now. But thank you so much for your hard work to get these minutes. I can tell you're working hard to get these minutes caught up, and I just want to acknowledge you and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Okay, call for the question.
Director Sardi,
Aye.
Director Hudson,
Aye.
Director Randall,
I say.
Okay, next item.
President Garnica.
Oh, aye. Okay, next item, item B. Closure of the existing District Provident Bank and Bank of America accounts and opening a new Provident account resolution. Mr. Michael Rose?
President Garnica, I'm present on the call. However, I'm going to turn over to Joe Zamora and Jen Cruikshank as I'm currently dealing with an illness.
Oh, hello again. Yes, I'll try to give the updates for Michael this evening. Again, Joe Zamora, Chief Financial Officer for RUHS. This item before you is, as the item is titled, Closure of Existing District Provident Bank Account and Bank of America Accounts and Opening a New Provident Account resolutions. The staff report and accompanying resolutions will allow us to establish Five Star Bank as the district's primary banking relationship. This will allow for the needed banking features in connection to the previous approved loan agreement with the county, and more specifically allow the district to move from manual paper check processes to electronic processes, helping to make accounts payable more secure and efficient.
Okay, are there any questions from the board for Mr. Zamora?
I don't have questions for him, but is there any way we can change, so when someone talks, the view changes? So we're kind of on squinting with the person's, that's okay.
Oh, there you go. That's better.
That's better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Okay,
much better.
any public comment? George, Mr. Zamora's report. Okay, close public comment. Next item, is there a motion to approve the resolution number 2026-05 authorizing the closure of the existing bank accounts at Bank of America and resolution number 2606 authorizing the closure of existing bank accounts at Provident Bank and the opening of a new Provident Bank account for cash deposits and other local banking needs? Is there a motion?
The motion.
Just a second.
Awesome.
Okay, call for the question.
Director Sardi,
Aye.
Thank you.
Director Hudson,
Aye.
Director Randall.
Aye.
President Garnica.
Aye. Okay, item C.
Hello again.
Biomedical. Sorry?
Apologies. Sorry, I jumped the gun.
Okay. Now this is item C, Biomedical Solutions. Is that you next?
Yes, that will be me again.
Okay.
This item seeks approval of a 3-year service and maintenance agreement for approximately 250 pieces of medical equipment listed in attachment A with Pronto Biomedical Solutions. Effective date May 1st, 26 through April 30th, 29, and the amount of $33,709 annually. Happy to answer any questions if there are any. If not, look for a motion to approve.
Maybe you recognized,
Yes.
so there was an edit to the agreement that you first received, and we have that updated in the back, and you've been provided. So we were able to change the jurisdiction from Arizona to California and Virginia. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Lena. Thanks, Jen.
Okay, so are there any board questions regarding the Pronto Biomedical Solutions?
No, I believe that it was addressed and I had a few questions and Jen answered those. Thank you so much for clarification.
Okay, open public comment. Is there any public comment? No public comment, close public comment. Are there any comments? Okay, is there a motion to approve the Pronto Biomedical Solutions Agreement for maintenance and repair services for 3 years?
I'll second it.
Okay, call for the question.
Director Sardian,
Aye.
Director Hudson,
Aye.
Director Randall,
Aye.
President Garnica.
Aye. Next item on the agenda, item D, quality assurance services. Michael Rose, Mr. Samora.
Hello again. This item, we're requesting approval of the proposal with quality assurance services for medical physics support services, including annual radiology equipment testing and radiation safety consulting services. This item will allow the district to enter into contract for medical physics support services to ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. And the proposed contract amount is $12,450 per year.
Okay, are there any board questions for Mr. Samora?
Just to clarify for the audience as well, just looking at some of the things and after some of the questions this morning, is this a continuous thing? Is this something that's existing? Is it something that's necessary?
Joe, I can jump in and answer these questions. This will be a continuous thing. We will require it from here forth in order to continue to operate the hospital.
Thank you.
Perfect.
So is there any public comment? Close public comment. Okay, so is there a motion to approve the proposal of quality assurance services for medical physics support services, including annual radiology equipment testing and radiation safety officer consulting services? Is there a motion?
I so moved.
I'll second it.
For the question?
Director Sardian,
I just have a comment. I just want to say how grateful I am that this came before the board and that this is going to be put in place. It's a standard throughout all hospitals. And thanks again, Jen and your team or whoever was behind this. Thank you so much for bringing this forward. Very good investment for the district and the community. Thank you.
Director Sardian,
Aye.
Director Hudson,
Aye.
Director Randall,
Aye.
President Garnica.
Aye. Next item on the agenda, item E, Orphan USA LLIC. Is that Mr. Samora?
Yes, it is. Good evening again. This item, we're requesting approval to purchase 2 GEM Premier 5000 blood gas analyzers and associated data management system from Werfen USA. Blood gas testing is a critical diagnostic service routinely required by patients. Palo Verde Hospital's current blood gas analyzers have reached end of service life and are no longer supported. Given the importance to patient safety and care, replacement is recommended in the amount of $35,800, which includes equipment, data management, and IT solution support.
Okay, is there any board comment regarding?
I have a question. Will there be any problems or any additional software or anything to integrate with our current electronic medical systems? I can't speak. The Cerner, or I'm sorry, Oracle.
It's Jen here. The reality is this is a similar system that we currently have. It's just updating to a current system. And so, yes, there will be work, but that contract does include that interface work.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. Board comment? Okay, so we are now open for public comment. Any public comment? No public comment. Close public comment. Okay, so is there a motion to approve the purchase of the 2 GEM Premier 5,000 blood gas analyzers and associated data management systems from Workfront USA LLC?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Okay, call for the question?
Director Sardi,
Aye.
Director Hudson,
Aye.
Director Randall,
Aye.
President Garnica.
Aye. Okay, item F. Letter of support, distressed hospital loan program forgiveness.
Thank you, Madam President. The Distressed Hospital Loan Program, or DHLP, was established to provide financial support to hospitals facing severe financial distress or potential closure. Currently, hospitals that receive funding must apply each year for loan forgiveness covering the following 12 months. However, many of these hospitals, especially those serving rural and safety net communities, continue to experience ongoing financial challenges. Because of this, there is growing advocacy for a long-term loan forgiveness approach to provide greater financial stability. This issue will be discussed at the California State Senate Budget Subcommittee number 3 on Health and Human Services hearing scheduled for April 9. Staff recommends approval to submit a letter of support to the subcommittee in favor of long-term loan forgiveness under the DHLP with a letter that Senator Padilla spearheaded to the administration. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, Jenna. Are there any questions from the board regarding that?
Only a comment, hoping it works.
How soon can we get into the baseball?
Okay, so is it open for public comment? Yes.
May I ask a question from sitting here, please?
Yes.
Is that all right?
Yes,
Mental needs are just not working real well.
okay.
Long-term loan forgiveness, those are the words that I was able to pick up. April 9 in Sacramento, Finance Committee. I think this is a real crucial aspect of this whole process. And the letter that is being sent, will you please make sure that that's easily accessible on the hospital board's website? I think it's incredibly important. Thank you.
Madam President, may I respond?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. So the board packet does have actually a copy of the letter and it's on our website. However, I have your email. I'm more than happy to email that to you as well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You are.
Okay, so is there a motion to approve the draft from Senate Budget DHLP support letter?
I so move.
I'll second it.
Okay. Call for the question.
Director Sardi,
Aye.
Director Hudson, Director Randall,
Aye.
President Garnica.
Aye.
Thank you.
Item G. Palo Verde Healthcare District Organizational Chart.
So Jen Cruikshank here. Jen Cruikshank here again. So when the district and the county agreed on the management services agreement that began effective February 23rd, so that was just 1 month ago. I was smart enough to know that I could not do this job myself. And so I brought with me an entire team that's really wrapped their arms around this whole organization, and not so much to replace the work that they're all doing, but really to enhance the work that they're all doing. So just the summary, I'll give you a quick summary. I brought with me, you all met many times tonight, Joe Zamora, our Chief Finance Officer, Leah Patterson as our Chief Nursing Officer, Interim Chief Nursing Officer, then here with Palo Verde. You've met Dr. Aleka Clark, who is our Chief Medical Officer, Interim Chief Medical Officer here. I brought Lakeisha Reese, who is a Compliance and Privacy Officer, something we did not have here in Palo Verde Hospital. I also brought with us an executive to support marketing, communications, and support really Joanna and all the work that she has to do. Our Chief Information Officer to support REPOC and the work that he and the IS team do. I brought a clinic leader who's an executive that has a lot of experience with clinic management, that she's really wrapping her team and bringing her team with her. Have an emergency room physician and an emergency room director who have really embedded themselves into the emergency room team to support the quality of care we're providing there. A lab director, a radiology director, a pharmacy director, and I could go on. And so behind each of those people is a huge crew of people willing and able and trying to help lift up this organization, because we all hear you. We all feel the importance of this hospital to this region. We are here because of that. So this org chart is a representation of how we're trying to support this hospital and support this.
Thank you so much, and we can feel it. Okay, so next, is there any board comment?
Just glad to have you here, all of you. I'm really grateful to hear the reports from the staff and how happy they are. And the learning curve is just outstanding. They're thrilled. Anyway, from the community perspective, I don't think they've had enough interaction yet to really realize the change is coming. But I know they're going to be all enthusiastic about it. So thank you.
Ms. Sargent, do you have any board comment?
No, thank you.
I'm a Randall Crowe.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I don't appreciate the crow.
I know, I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
DMV's not there yet. So I just want to say it's been a quick, very fast 24 hours, but just in this small amount of time, I want to say thank you. I do feel the difference, and I do appreciate that you have paid. I've probably seen many times we hear, no, let's go to Blythe, it's so far. But I'm very happy, and I do always tell people, like, what all you gotta do is come, we'll invite you, and you can stay, this. So just thank you, and we look forward to all the excellent work that's coming forward. So thank you.
Okay, any public comment? I'm a big here, I got a lot of stuff on. Because we kind of touched on, from Marlene Rogers, everybody knows Ms. Lena, kind of touched on when you was doing the organizational chart. And I know that everything is just getting ready to get started. But my question is, because I work in substance abuse at the prison and history and all that stuff, this stuff. But I know, like I said, with RUHS in the city, they have behavioral services and different things like that. Somewhere in the near future, with the expansion of everything that we're trying to do you foresee any kind of help? Because right now we have a big epidemic of fentanyl, people overdosing, and their education is just not there, And I know they have AA, CA, and everybody else in the way, but we need some medical ways, trying to help the community in that respect. So I just like to put that question out there that somewhere in the near future, I know it's fledgling right now and everything like that, but I just want to put that on the table that, we have some behavioral services coming, because it's really needed. For the 3 funerals in this week and next week, 3 people already passed, and I count the ones already passed, and it's just because of the education and it's not there. Okay. Any more public comment? Okay, close public comment. Okay, so is there a motion to approve the updated organizational chart?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Okay, call for the question.
Director Sargent?
I'm going to abstain out of extreme precautionary measures for potential conflict, as I am still on record as an employee, even though I'm on medical leave. I am going to abstain for that reason on the record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Director Hudson? Dr. Randall?
Aye.
Randall Crowe.
Yes.
President Garnica?
Aye. I would now like to turn over the time over to the general counsel, Lena Wade, to lead us.
Sure, you may call for public comment first.
Oh,
And then I'll
okay,
take
fine.
it.
Yes. Okay, any public comments regarding to closed session? Okay, close public comment.
Okay, so before I read the closed session agenda items, I'd like to state that there may be reportable action following closed session. So the first item is discussion of report involving RUHS trade secrets pursuant to Health and Safety Code sections 1462 and 32106. Second is hospital quality assurance report pursuant to Health and Safety Code section 32155. Number 3, public employee performance evaluation pursuant to Government Code section 54957, title Chief Executive Officer. Number 4, conference with legal counsel regarding existing litigation pursuant to Government Code section 54956.9G1. And it's the Palo Verde Healthcare District Chapter 9 bankruptcy.
Now go to closed session.